AWT slaying.
Salama family, salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. So this is going to be a sort of two-part type of thing, right? I'm going to basically finish up on the mark of the beast in this particular discussion, and then Minister Tayu is going to join, and we're going to answer any questions dealing with it with the end times, right? So any questions that you have specifically for the end times after I do this little teaching, put question, colon, and your question. That makes it easier to find. And we'll try to answer your questions if we have an answer. All right. So, yesterday I did the Mark of the Beast, right, in the rear view. And literally, family, the Mark of the Beast is it's in the rear view. We're seeing things today that, didn't make sense. It's starting to make sense now. And that's why I call this particular teaching 7 of 9, conditioning us for the mark of the beast. If anybody was familiar with the Star Trek franchise, you knew about 7 of 9. So this was 7 of 9 in Star Trek, right? 7 of 9 was a Borg, and she was saved by Captain Picard and his crew. And this is what you had in the end. You had the little thing around the eye, as you see, and you see what's on her hand. And 7 of 9 was like very intelligent, and she get access to like electronic devices real easy. So 7 of 9 is like she was a very likable character for everyone in the show. Hold on one second, family. Be right back. Sorry about that, family. So 709 was a Borg, and after they released her from being a part of the Borg, she was, I guess, that middle cyborg between what the android data was and humanity. And remember, the CDC talked about that there were going to be zombies. The CDC had talked about there being zombies, and we didn't know what they were talking about. So if you understand what a Borg is, a Borg was a zombie. That's what it was. And they were controlled by a central brain, a mother Borg, and basically you can call it the AI. This is, in my opinion, what they want for the mark of the beast. And I'm going to prove it to you that we are at that stage. We are at the stage of the arrival of the mark of the beast. It's just a few months or a few years away at least. But yes, that's what they want. Exactly, Vincent. Drones. And that's what they were called, drones. All of the Borg that served the hive, basically, they were drones. And this is what they want for humanity. Satan doesn't want you to have any free will. He doesn't want you to have free will. He wants you to be a drone. Now, understand, yesterday, I showed this video about Glimpse and how they had all these marks on them. And some people was asking, what happened at the end when the girl ran off? Well, yeah, I believe she stole his car. But I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm just going to show you a little right here. All right. Notice on his face, right? He has these wires or these tattoos on his face.
It is.
Right?
You like it?
This is the mark on the forehead.
Level 5 autonomy?
So they're going to try to make it where it is trendy, right? And a lot of the kids are going to fall for this because this will be the mark of the beast. And some people are going to disagree because they're going to say that it is the mark in the forehead. I'm going to show you where what they're showing you is what the Bible's talking about. What they're showing you is what the Bible is talking about concerning the mark of the beast. So let's look at this. So remember, no one will be able to buy, trade, or sell unless they have the mark, his name, or the number of his name. We're going to talk about that again as well. We're also going to talk about the mark on the forehead, which is what I was showing you. That tattoo is the mark of the beast. I'm gonna prove it. All right. This is the future plan for humanity. All right. So here it says, researchers brainwave reading, temporary tattoo reads your mind and your moods. Controlling technology with our minds will bring about a revolution in computing and computer interfaces. And this new BMI smart tattoo brings it into everyone's reach. One of the facts about exponential technologies is that over time, they always increase in performance and capability, get cheaper to buy and produce, and of course, become miniaturized. Take brain-machine interfaces, for example. In the beginning, they were bulky and massive. And in order to get the fastest and most accurate readings from people's brains, they needed to be invasive, and many still are, like these ones that are helping people with paralysis, controls from F-35 fighter jets. Or this one developed by Elon Musk's Neuralink outfit that wants to one day merge people with AIs together. See, so at some point, they want to merge you with AI, just like the Borg Queen. Over time, though, BMIs, like the ones embedded into HTC's VR headset, and the ones used to stream people's thoughts, thank you for the gift, have gotten more accurate and reading people's minds using non-invasive tech. And now Those large blue skull caps are about to be reduced to a sticker-like tattoo that's as small as a coin. Outside of SoundCloud rappers and professional wrestlers like the late Bam Bam Bigelow, head tattoos aren't something most of us encounter on a regular basis. But if researchers at Austria's Graves University of Technology and a couple of other European research labs have their way, that could all be about to change. Head tattoos may become the norm. Mind-reading, electro-sporting head tattoos. Before I get any further, though, no, the tattoos aren't permanent, which makes their utility even better. We use temporary tattoos like smart tattoos, or the ones for kids more and more today, says Francisco Greco, assistant professor at the university's Institute of Solid State Physics. In our new tattoo, we use the standard tattoo paper as a substrate and then print on top of it circuits made out of conductive polymer using an inkjet printer. The recipient sticks one or more of these adhesive tattoo electrodes onto their scalp. The tattoos can then be used to record high-quality electroencephalography, brain signals fresh off the scalp. In contrast to gel electrodes, there's no need for a liquid interface, and the tattoos cannot dry out. Even hairs growing through their ultra-thin membrane don't stop them from effectively performing their job. While the tattoo electrodes are not exactly visible, anyone shaved, bald, or sporting a small circuit board glued to their head has a funny habit of being conspicuous. They don't interfere with the wearer the way that a conventional EEG electrode headset might do. The fact that they could be applied and then forgotten about is one of their most exciting aspects, making them perfectly suited for longer-term measurements, and they stay on until scrubbed with soap and water to remove them. Greco's laboratory of applied materials for printed and soft electronics developed the first tattoo electrodes in 2015. The first use case of these adhesive transfers was to measure heart rate and muscle activity. Half a decade on, Greco and others have optimized the technology so that it can be used to measure brain waves every bit as effectively. The work was carried out alongside researchers in both France at the École des Mines d'Ingénieurs in Italy. All right, so let's look at this video right quick.
In my research, I'm trying to build epidermal electronic devices that can be printed with organic materials. For doing this, we use this inkjet printer, and we print the devices on top of an unusual substrate, at least unusual for a device. We try to use temporary tattoo for kids for doing this stuff. This is the temporary tattoo for kids that is used as a toy, and you can apply this easily on your skin by wetting the back part of this paper. And this will allow a layer to be dissolved and a very thin foil to be attached on your skin temporarily. In this case, there is a design of a dinosaur. Essentially, instead of printing a dinosaur, we print circuits on top of the same tattoo paper, and what we can produce is something like this. This is a 6-electrode array that is meant to provide an interface with your body through your skin to detect a signal from your body, like the activation of your muscle, what is called the electromyography, or the activity of your heart, that is called electrocardiography, or even signals from your brain. When you attach the tattoo on your scalp, you can get brain signal. So the material itself is the same as the tattoos for kids. On top of it, we can print these blue electrodes, and in this case, this is a conducting polymer which is printed with this printer, and this is an ink that is water-based. It's a biocompatible material. Then we have some interconnection that are going to this external connector, and here is the place where we place wires and standard, let's say, cables that go to a recording device, which is external. What is the beauty of this approach? The nice thing is that you don't perceive these devices on your skin in the same way as you don't perceive a temporary tattoo on your skin. And this is
all right. So basically, it's a tattoo that's going to go on your head, and it's going to monitor your thoughts. It's going to monitor, any commands you send from your brain, any neurological impulses, right? So that's what we're dealing with here. So we're going to go on and look at the scripture concerning the mark of the beast. Okay, this is Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is chi z stigma, which is to stick or to prick, denoting ownership, which also ties into the lollipop. As I've said in my other Mark of the Beast, my first Mark of the Beast video, the lollipop is basically the operating system that's being prepped on the computer. So you're the computer, and the lollipop is preparing you, those who survive, preparing you to receive signals from the interface, which is going to be the Mark of the Beast tattoo. And okay, so I'm gonna prove this, and we're gonna talk from about the forehead first, and then we're gonna talk about the right hand and forehead. Okay, so the word forehead in Revelation 13, verse 16, is the word metopon. The word forehead is the word metopon. Okay, the face. Now, one interesting thing is, when we read this, it says the space between the eyes and the forehead. But it doesn't just mean the space between the eyes and the forehead. As I showed you, it means the face, right? It's opposite the countenance. So I'm going to show you. Okay, Minister Tayu may not be able to make it, family, but if he does, he'll join us. So it's on the face, right? Now, pay careful attention here. All right, it's talking about the Strong's 3359, which is the eye, right? So as we continue, we're going to see that metopon, right, is the forehead, is how it is referred to. But as we see here, it also refers to the eye, or here, literally. So if we want a literal translation, it is the space between the eyes or the forehead, right? But it's also the eye. Now, as we continue, right, remember, before we continue, remember, Seven of Nine had this by her eye, right? And the kids in the glimpse had the tattoo by their eye. So it's not necessarily a dot in the middle of the forehead. It could be a tattoo by the eye. And that's what we be seeing a lot of times in Hollywood, is for the conditioning or the preparation for the Mark of the Beast. So as we were saying, right, metopon, right, the forehead, the front, right? Metapon, properly after the eye. Now they say referring to the forehead, but if you take it literally, right, as we saw in the other Strongs, properly after the eye. Okay, this is a tattoo that is going to be around the eye, on the forehead, just like we saw in the glimpse video, just like we saw with 709, around the eye. And it's going to be tied to technology. All right. So as we continue, we see that there is the right hand or the forehead, right? They receive a mark on the right hand or the forehead. The right hand is the word dexios. Dexios. Right hand, right side. The right hand, right side. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily have to mean the right hand on the right side, right? Let me tell you why. Because in the feminine, it can mean the hand. So some people may make the mistake and say, well, if I get the tattoo on my left hand, it's not the mark of the beast. Because the Bible says on the right hand or on the forehead. So if I don't have the mark on my right hand or forehead, then it's not the mark of the beast. No, it is. Family, can you all see this? Somebody says it's blurry. If it looks okay to you, please hit a 1. If not, hit a 2. If it looks okay to you, please hit a 1. Okay, thanks. All right, so in the feminine, dexios means hand. So I'm going to show you that what it looks like happening here. I would say if you're having problems seeing it, use a different browser. Pensilola, use a different browser. Same thing with you, Taylor, use a different browser. Sometimes I notice that is the issue. So dexios in the feminine means hand. So the point I'm making here is that the mark of the beast can go on any hand, not just the right hand. I'm gonna make my case as we go. We are in perilous times, family. We are perilous times. All right. The Greek word dexios, found 54 times in the New Testament, most frequently in Matthew 12 times, Mark 7 times, blah, blah, blah. Y'all can see all that, right? The Greek adjective dexios meant right, right? The adjective described the right hand, the right side. Yeshua spoke about the right eye, the right hand, the right cheek. Exalting the right hand or side is rooted ultimately in the dominating role of the right hand as the one that is normally more active and thus more adroit and more powerful. Okay, so my point is that it's the dominant hand or forehead. Now I'm going to show you why I believe that it's not exclusive. The mark of the beast is not exclusive to just the right hand. It can go on the left hand as well. I'm going to show you why.
Strong's G 5495. Higher. Higher.
I'm sorry, family. I forgot to unmute it. My bad. So here we have another word for hand. So let me go back here. So in Revelation 14:9, right, it says, and receive the mark in his forehead or his hand. It is not the word dexios as we saw before. It's not the word dexio. It's the word kayer. It's the word kayer. So it's not dexio. All right. So perhaps from the base, in the sense of its congener, the base, through the idea of hollowness for grasping. All right. So as we look through, it says, by the help or agency of anyone, by means of anyone, applied to God, symbolizing his might, active power in creating the universe, upholding and preserving. God is present, protecting and aiding, and punishing and determining, controlling destinies of men. All right. So it says here, kayer, perhaps from the base, in the sense of congener base, right? We went through that already. All right. Literally or figuratively, power, especially by Hebraism, a means or instrument, a hand. So it's any hand, as we see in Revelation 14, right? It's any hand, right? Now it says here, genitive, accusative, at the end, the root meaning to lay hold of, right? The hand, okay? So we saw in with dexios, there was the option of a feminine use of the word, right? A feminine use of the word. Now, as I mentioned, this is not dexio, this is kayer. Now, kayer can mean right hand or just hand, right? Or any hand. So here we got, if thy right hand, here we have his hand, right? So it can be any hand. So my point being is, let me see, there was another point I wanted to make. Yeah. So from the feminine noun, as well as we saw in dexio, in the feminine for dexio, it can mean hand, just a regular hand. In the feminine for kayer, right, it means hand. So the mark of the beast can be any hand. So family, we supposed to do Q&A, right? But here's the problem. I would do Q&A, but the problem is Minister Tayu having internet trouble. And be honest, family, I'm not feeling well right now. So, I started not feeling too good. So I'm going to cut this short. And just want to let you know that hopefully by the grace of Yah, I'm going to have Sister Shante Charles on for October 2nd at 1:30 p.m. Central to 2 p.m. Central, just 30 minutes. And we're going to do some praise and worship, right? She's going to be singing for us. And, it's time to praise the Most High with all of the darkness that's around us and all of the destruction, all of the evil, right? We need some uplifting praise and worship, right? So that's what we're going to do on October 2nd. That's on a Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Central, right? Which is 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, family. So I was going to take Q&A. I'm sorry that I'm not, because I'm not feeling too well right now. So we'll do another Q&A session that's separate from this. So go ahead and share this with, any of your family members. Let them know we are living in the last days, at the end of the end times. And we need to pray for each other because we are in some trouble. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. And family, please support our Dry Bones Project.